How's it going, y'all? I'm just coming here today to chit chat while I smoke a cigarette. So my last video I posted was 3-ish months ago, which has been a minute. I know, I'm aware. I really wanted to be more consistent, but I've had a very weird relationship with my friends and work for the past couple months. Which has put me in a really weird spot. I want to be financially successful as an older adult. You know, a younger adult would be awesome too, but you gotta be realistic with it. And I know that my friends are currently the problem. Not directly, obviously, it's not their fault about what they do. But it's the person that I am when I'm with them that has started to become the kind of major issue that I'm dealing with. I've started to notice that I'm less and less of myself, or less and less who I want to be when I'm around my friends. When I tend to do shit that I don't want to do. And I tend to go and do stuff that I'm not really interested in. Which has got me back to, like I said, a weird spot where I'm stuck between deciding that the people I love and the things that I want to do. And I want to make it clear that I do love all my people. There's not really many people that I fuck with, and the people that I do fuck with, I fuck with heavy. And I feel like the roles aren't exactly 50-50, if that makes sense. I feel like I care a lot more about my friends than they care about me. And that's not their problem. That's not their issue. Like, I have connection issues from when I was a kid. And so when I get emotionally attached, I get really attached. To the point where I start kind of changing and not allowing myself to grow. Because I don't want to be left behind again. And it has shifted my perspective of who I am a lot more. And I tend to be a chameleon and take on the attributes of those who are around me. And in the right terms. I mean, I think a lot of people do that. And I think in the right circumstances, that's beautiful. It's exactly how it's supposed to work. You have good friends and good people around you, and you become a better person. And I think I love my friends, like I said, but I don't think money is exactly their goal. I think they want to live their lives and enjoy the world they've been put on without worrying about economic shit and worrying about, you know, everyday grind and everyday thought process of grinding and that turmoil that comes with it. The reality sets in. Once you are aware of the truth, you can't dodge it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the predicament I found myself in. Is I'm aware now. Obviously, I've done the classes, I've done the BS, and I've done the beginning arc stuff of like, what is money? What is the want? Why do you want money? Why do you want to be successful and all that? I've done it. I wrote it down. I have notebooks full of shit, just random notes of all the information I've taken down, all my wants. I have a journal full of all the things that I want to do in life. And my friends have it. I mean, some of my friends haven't. Some of my friends definitely have. Probably my best friend is far ahead of me in knowledge, and he's just continuing to grow, and it's awesome to see him grow. And it's awesome to see somebody else want better in life. Or not better, because better makes it sound like they're not living a good life. But they want more money. They want more. They have a higher desire to be something better financially than better as a human being. Or not human being. Man. But, yeah, no, I have my best friend. We've been friends for years, and he's such a great fucking example of what I could be. And that's not to say that he's a perfect human being, because none of us are, but to say as if I lock down and I really lock in what I could start to achieve. And that's super inspiring, especially knowing that I have been gifted such a great example throughout all my periods of life. I've been gifted such great examples of what I don't want to be. And that sounds like a bad thing on the outside, but it's really such a great thing. To dive deep, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not scared to put my image out there, but like, I didn't have my father growing up until the age of 8 when I met him at a random, we were going to a Christmas party, I want to say. Don't quote me. And then randomly called up and he said he wanted to meet us because we were close. We were with my mom. And so, ever since then, like, I've grown in this weird way of not exactly linear, like, and it's not dead. It's not like just flatlining, but in like a stock, dude, like a stock that takes a little while to kind of get back up and start growing. And I've had crashes. I've had big crashes. Like, there's been multiple times where I thought I was just gonna switch up and not do what I wanted to do, because I really have always wanted to do this. And sorry, I'm outside, so the hat's gotta be on. But I've always wanted this. I think from a small age, I've always wanted to have the luxury of being able to do whatever I want. And that sounds, every kid wants to do whatever they want, but like, I always knew that it took money. Like, I had been surrounded by, some of my family is very wealthy. I have a very poor family as well. So it's just like, I have been surrounded by amazing people who made terrible decisions, and it paved their path in life. And unfortunately, they took it as it was, and they didn't want to switch it. I mean, not to say they didn't try, and that is not shaming anybody in my family. I know, and I've, through my reading and through the reading of the Bible for one, and through the reading of multiple books stating, we have to understand. There has to be a level of forgiveness and a level of understanding with other people, because you don't even know what they were doing. You don't even know what they had done, and you just knew that they ended up there. That's all you got. That's the only information you got. You don't get the in between, the nitty gritty, the split decisions on what was better or worse. You were never a part of that, so you have to understand. Take everything with a grain of salt. So, my father, dude, like, that was such a big one. Like I said, I didn't meet him until I was 8, and that really, that takes a toll. And we probably saw him twice a month, and, it creates an emotional problem, you know what I mean? And where I have this disassociative kind of like feeling towards myself, where I don't really know who I am, because I have this feeling of like, oh, I'm not enough, for my dad, when that wasn't even the reason, because I didn't get that as a kid. I didn't understand that as a kid. And this over love that I have for my mom, just this complete upbringing of, I'm praying the best for you, I'll support your dreams, and I'll help you to what extent she could. It made this just weird dynamic in my household that almost tore my mind apart, and it just made me feel, one, not enough, and on the other side that it was like having an ego that was like empty, but like I still had an ego. I don't know, but yeah. This has been so off track for so long. Wait. Wait. Okay, back in line, I think. I was just talking about, my dad, and nope, I don't got it. So I have been, it's been 3 months since I last uploaded. I was all chipper about uploading every day, and then I realized not the toll, that's an excuse. I won't even lie to you now. I have been doing nothing. I tried to start trading. That did not work. Obviously, I'm not going to quit. It takes time. I'm aware it takes time. I'm aware that it could take. Some people get it. Some people snap, and they get it instantly. Some people don't. This could take me 6 months, maybe a year, and then I understand trading, but I did what you're not supposed to do, what they tell you not to do, but I was like, I got that. I did not have that, man. I lost $1,400, maybe $1,500, and that doesn't sound like a lot, especially to people who like got it like that. You're making 15 G's or 50 G's in a year. But no, yeah, I was working a cool ass job in Colorado. The job sucked, but where I was super cool. And a lot of cool people. But I got to go experience that, and I was trying to go like start life. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, I'm 19. Let's get it. I did not get it, so I went snowboarding, because that was the only basic reason I went down there, is for the sights and snowboarding. First day, chopped. Just got put in the chopping block. That's what happened. I was snowboarding downhill. I had my low light, so it was bright as fuck out there. So I couldn't see fucking shit. I could basically only see like the top part of the snow, where it was like I could see some rivets if they were like larger rivets, but I couldn't see like bumps. It just all blended into the top layer, and I was just seeing like, but yeah, no, I'm strolling down this hill. We go on a black diamond, and I didn't realize it was a black diamond because it was like moguls on it. I just thought it was like a black diamond. And I like looked down for the first time after riding out. I'm kind of looking everywhere. This is the first time I've also been snowboarding on a mountain, so I'm like taking the whole experience in for my first time riding. And yeah, dude, I literally go down maybe 30-45 seconds, and there's this separate path. I go down this path, that's the black diamond, and it goes under this overpass, but go down, and I get just about going down, and it's just a field of moguls, and I just go fucking flying. I'm on a snowboard, like context. I'm on a snowboard, and I am not an amazing snowboarder. I've been snowboarding for like 2 years, but it's my favorite thing to do. My first season, I literally went almost every single day. I worked at the hill so that I got the free pass because I was broke as fuck. But yeah, no, I loved it. I loved every single minute. Well, basically 1 to 5 minutes I got to riding. Flew, did like a mid-air kind of like spin, and I was like this, more like this, and I basically was just spinning, and then my board pogoed into the ground, and when it pogoed into the ground, my feet basically like they're obviously stuck in the board, so when I went in all that motion, I just like turned and slid it into my knee, my right knee, and cooked. Tore my meniscus, and I tore my ACL. I ribboned my ACL. Slight tear, whatever the fuck. no surgery luckily, but, you know, was just grinding. Then I had to come back because I couldn't walk, so I couldn't walk and I shouldn't have been walking, but I had to do a solo airport trip because I took an airport trip down. Or no, whoa. I drove down with my mom. My bad. But my mom got a rental car for us to go down. She got a rental car for us to go down. So we drove down. It was like a day and a half. It was terrible. I hate car rides. What can I say? I'm just terrified of planes too. So I'd rather drive with all the, you know, plane crashes and shit. R.I.P. everyone that died. Hopefully. Not hopefully. I meant hopefully they, you know, are in heaven. And I hope they are swell. I hope they're happily in the presence of God. But yeah, no. So we drove down there because this was supposed to be, like I said, my big send-off. Like, going to be an adult now, dog. So mom drove me out. We went down there. Had this whole experience, you know, mother-son experience. And it was fun. Went to this big-ass fucking candy store that was in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Super cool. They had, like, full, like, what was it? What are they called? Full, like, statues of, like, they had, Spider-Man, Batman. They had an Iron Giant, which was cool. They also had a full Iron Man, like, anti-Hulk one, the huge one. Cool stuff. And we went down, stopped at a bunch of gas stations, got to see. I have so many fucking pictures. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Went down. It was an awesome experience. I hate being in the car, so like, the car ride sucked. Everything around us was super cool because it was the first time I've been like face to face with mountains per se. Like, I've flown over mountains, but like I've never been like that close to a mountain. But oh yeah, worked down there for a couple months. Came back because my knee. Flew back by myself with a torn meniscus and partially torn ACL. That was terrible. The workers there were awesome, but that whole experience was terrible. And I came a day early, like a damn idiot. So I had to sleep there with a torn meniscus. It was not fun. It was an experience, but it was not fun. And it was broke as fuck. It was just not a fun. It was not a fun experience. But, yeah, no. I got back. You know, I did my first video. Which was a little bit after I got back. But, to speed you up, I haven't done anything cool or important. I have been working. I have been working at a local gas station that I fucking hate. I hate the job. I hate working in general. I feel like that's an everyone thing. But like, yeah, no. I want to get financially successful for another reason. I don't want to work. I don't want to have to work. I want to just be able to, like, obviously it's more work, and I know that. But it's more work to a point where I don't have to work. And if I could do more work now so I don't have to work later, efficiency. No, yes. I haven't done anything meaningful or important. I haven't read. I've been brain rotting. And it's pissing me off. And like I was saying earlier about my friends, is that when they brain rot, I brain rot. And it's not their fault. I just, like I said, I'm a chameleon. So I do what my friends do. And so when I'm like, oh, brain rot. And then, like, my brain's still rotted after I'm done brain rotting. So I'll go do something else that I don't want to do, like play video games. Like, I want to play video games. Obviously, it's something I grew up on. Something, like, I used to take games so seriously and competitive. I used to do for the Fortnite Cups. I would skip school because I have a weird school. And we'd get out about 2 hours after the beginning of the tournament, And sometimes those cups, they're not forever. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be late, and I also don't want to play less matches so that I get less points. Like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have any problems. So I'd call off school, and I'd be like, hey, Mom, there's a tournament on Fortnite tonight, and I need to skip school so I can hit this tournament. And for the first, I don't know, for a couple of them, she didn't take it seriously. I don't think. And then I just told her one day, I was like, I want to go pro in this shit. And I think I could if I got actual time to do this shit. And like I said, she supported that shit. She let me start skipping school. Not a lot. I didn't skip school a lot. But she let me on tournament days. I gave her the schedule list. And it was lit. And, oh yeah. Yeah, so back then I used to take it so competitive. But now it's more for fun. Because I don't know how deep I want to get into gaming again. But yeah, I've just been gaming, rain rotting, smoking, cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. I have asthma, but I was smoking a cigarette. Oh yeah. So I think I love all my friends, and that's what I wanted to pre-context that. Is I fucking love all my friends. I think they're my favorite people on planet Earth. Anyone who I'm friends with currently, I love being around them. Like, it makes my day better when I am close in proximity to my friends. And, like, it is such a hard decision for me, but I have to block it, bro. Like, I have to lock in more than I've ever locked in. And to take it a step further than what I've been doing, I have to get rid of all my friends. And, there's always those stupid fucking TikTok edits where they're like, you're gonna lose friends. It's not stupid because it's real. But I always thought it was stupid because I was like, oh, you can still do it and have your people around you, which you definitely can. But he's talking about those people, man, like me, where it's just, you have the coding, everything right to be a millionaire. You have everything right. It just got used in the wrong things. All my effort gets used in the wrong things. And everyone has the ability. That's what their message is trying to get across. But there's certain people who are just cooked. Like, they're just a little too far gone. And he's talking about it's not too far gone. When we think it's too far gone, it's not too far gone. It's just about building skills and building habits that pertain to the thing you want to do. And I need to remember that. And it's just, if I want to take it a step further, so I can go further, I have to do something I've never done. I've never voluntarily left my friends. The only times I've ever left my friends were for big instances where I felt like I needed to space myself. Other than that, I got kicked out of friendships. Like, that's what I mean. That's the only time I've been alone, was non-voluntarily. And when I went to Colorado. But I think I know in my heart of hearts that if I do this and I'm able to lock in, I can retire my mom. I can fucking have my little brother make sure that he has enough money for an education that he may want in the future. Motherfucker's 7, bro. He's got 11 years. And you never know. I want to be able to make sure that my sister can go to school. I want to make sure that my older brother and my older sister are good. I want to make sure my dad's good. That's another topic that I'll get to later. But I want to make sure everyone's good, man. That's what the dream is about. The dream isn't about anything else. Like, yes, I want to travel. Yes, I want to do this shit. But I want all my money before I go spend it on stupid shit to go to the people I love. And I want them to have something because I feel like I am indebted in the factor of them being so great, me not being a great person, that needs to be repaid and compensated in a way that is not my time or something like that. I know it's not how it is. I know each one of them love me the same. But in my mind, that's how it works. With my mom. Man, I've been a bum. Like I said, I've been bumming. All with the excuse of my leg. And it pisses me off so much. Because there isn't really much I can do until my leg is fully healed. Like, I can't get good bread and go work a factory job because I can't even lift over 50 pounds or bend my legs. Like, I can't do a squat without my leg being in pain. Not like, pain, but like, oh, it stings pain. And I don't want to risk it. My dad has a fucking titanium knee and a replaced hip that's metal. Like, I know my joints are bad, and I don't want to risk it. But I feel so indebted to her. And I don't think I could ever take the position of, oh, it's her job. Because if I was my mom, I would have beat my ass and then kicked my ass out a while ago. And I'm eternally grateful for her. But I feel like my love is not enough for that transaction. I feel like that series of transactions that she's done for me my entire life is only repayable by compensation. And it's the thing that keeps me going, is knowing that I could do this and I could actually live out my dream in not a long period of time. As I could be as financially successful as I want to be, as long as I put in the work for a short period of time. And that time needs to start. Now I've been lacking. I've wasted 3 months of my life, once again, to doing nothing. And it seems as though I do not learn from my prior actions. And like I said, I love my friends. I love them so much. No diddy, but like, brother, I would not be here without my friends. I would not be here without my mom. I would not be here without my siblings. Like, they make life so much more enjoyable. But life isn't always about being enjoyed. And I have to become more aware of that. Because all I want to do is enjoy life. Every day. Y'all, you want to hang out? Y'all, you want to go smoke some cigarettes? Y'all want to go, like, go to the movie? Go get some food? Y'all want to go spend money you don't need to spend? Yeah. I'm always trying to have fun. And it ruins my financials. It ruins my mind space when I ruin my financials, because the only thing I want to do right now is move out to not be a burden to my mom. And I do all of it consensually and regret it so much later, and I don't know why I do it. Because I could say no. I could proct an activity that does not cost money. But I don't. I only do the ones that do cost money, and if they don't cost money, I only usually ask my boy. My boy. But it's hard to say no. Like I was talking about earlier, there's not been a lot of times I've chosen to be alone. When you're that alone and you're that afraid of losing people, you'll do anything to have them by your side. And unfortunately, I've overplayed my part in that redemption of trying to make them so solid in my being that I am their friend and that we are friends and that I don't want to not be friends has ruined a lot of my relationships, because I dive too deep. I take a step too far and I ruin the plot. And I don't want to actively try to be my best and have to hurt the people that I care about a lot by that investment in myself. Not specifically in the factor of like, oh, it's paining me, but in the factor of I want them to move on. Not in the sense that I don't want to not be their friend, but in the sense that I'm not going to continue living this lifestyle. I'm not. I'm sick of my actions, and I do not want to be a sour 80-year-old man who couldn't put his head on his fucking shoulders right and get it done. And not to say they aren't. Dude, I got a bunch of friends who are doing really good right now. New jobs, making more money than they ever have. But like I said, I'm a chameleon, dude. And I think the thing that needs to happen is that I just need to copy myself. I need to copy that last time I worked my hardest and stop copying my friends. And I love them. I love them so much. And it hurts me the most. And I don't cry. I'm not a big crier. I used to be a big ass crybaby when I was a kid, but no, I genuinely, every time I think about this deeply, I cry. I get so emotional because it means saying goodbye to the relationships that I've had for years. Saying goodbye to those nights that we just talk and we just let it fly. Saying goodnights to the stupid days where we all do stupid shit and we all fucking just laugh at each other for doing stupid shit. And it just means taking a big old wave and saying goodbye. Sometimes that's how it has to work. Because there's no point in ruining my life. Ruining my dreams, not my life, to have fun. Because the more I read, the more there's the clear understanding of pain is if you are having a good time all the damn time, you are not growing. You're in a stagnant place because when you feel good, you want to stay feeling good. You don't want that shit to change. You want to be happy all the time. You want to make good moves all the time. You want to take a positive trade every time. You want to have that first client you call be the good one every time, the one that wants to buy every time. What happens when it doesn't go your way, bro? Shit, people get pissed, bro. Gambling, shit doesn't go your way. Shit, you were cooking till earlier. You all in on a big ass hand. Man, if that shit hit, it would have hit. But it just didn't cook your way. There's growth and development in that pain that you're sitting right there. There can be a mutual understanding or there can be a revenge bond. And revenge is not a mutual understanding, bro. Revenge is a one-sided anger towards something. And I don't want to be a bitter old man who is mad at what he didn't do rather than what he did. I'd rather give it all, man. I'd rather give 100%, 150%. And at the end of the life, I didn't get it. And I died in the active pursuit and never starting at all. There's no point. I would lose everything I actually hold to my moral standards. And right now I'm losing it. It is washing away and your boy's on a different raft. So what happens, bro? It's about growth and development. We are humans, we will grow. We won't grow. Shit, who fucking knows? But just had to come on here and let it fly and let y'all know. Your boy's coming back. We taking over the game. We number one. Sometimes. Not all the time. But anyone does viewing, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. This allows me to get a voice out. Allows me to get these fucking thoughts out of my fucking brain. And just put it out. I gotta edit this shit. Because this shit is long as fuck. But hope I can see y'all in the next one. Bye.